The African Democratic Congress was first founded in the year 2005. Its initial name was Alliance for Democratic Change before it was renamed the African Democratic Congress during its registration with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in the year 2006. The ADC, though not known by many Nigerians, has consistently contested in Nigeria's general elections since 2015. According to Nigerian Tribune Online, the ADC even came fifth in the 2023 presidential elections, with its presidential candidate, Dumebi Kachiku, garnering 81,919 votes, trailing behind APC, PDP, Labour Party, and the NNPP. 2 years after the 2023 general elections, the ADC has now become a household name in Nigeria following the coalition that saw the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the former Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi, the former Minister Mr. Rotimi Amaechi, and the former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai, and other political heavyweights coming together with the sole aim of challenging the APC-led administration in the 2027 elections. The ADC has been called many names by many people, and it enjoys both love and hate for the same reason. However, the important question as to who will the party field for the 2027 election has been a subject of heated debate across the political landscape in Nigeria. Today in Get Involved, my friends from Lagos, Ishaya Ibrahim and Dayo Emmanuel, are going to be interrogating this question: will the opposition shipwreck or hold as Obi, Atiku, and Amaechi seek the ADC tickets? Welcome to Get Involved. My name is Alex Abesadu Miainko. Thank you for joining us. Ishaya, take it on from here.
Thank you, Alex. It's nice again to be here. Today we'll be doing justice to this coalition opposition political party called the ADC. We have with us Anayo Ezugu, a journalist with distinction, well-versed in the art of political reporting. Anayo is joining us to give us some perspective on this issue too. So Anayo, let's have your take on the ADC coalition.
Before he comes on, where is Anayo from? Is he in Lagos? Where is Anayo joining us from?
Anayo is joining us from Lagos, and he's also a senior journalist with the New Telegraph newspaper. Also a political commentator, let me add. We'll benefit from his knowledge of the field of political reporting as far as this issue is concerned. So Anayo, give us some perspective on what your reading is of this political organization called ADC.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex and Ishaya, and my big brother Dayo. Thank you for being on the program. Yes, ADC is a child of necessity, and a lot of people that follow Nigerian politics knows that it will be difficult for you to dismiss ADC. If you recall in 2022, when P2B moved away from PDP after purchasing their nomination form and decided to pitch his tent with the Labour Party, a lot of people called this that they do not have the legs on the field, that nobody will support the Labour Party. Today, all of us are aware of what transpired in 2023, when Labour Party came top with over 6 million votes in the presidential election. Then fast forward it to 2025, when the heavyweights that Alex has mentioned moved into ADC. And the more people are also moving into ADC. Yesterday, let me give you an example. Yesterday, a former senator from Zamfara State, Kabiru Marafa, and his supporters, they quit APC. And the rumor are there that by next week, they will be joining ADC. These are heavyweights collapsing their structure, their support into ADC. So if anybody, by any means or calculation, is dismissing ADC, the person is just wasting his time. And if anybody is trying to use the by-elections that took place a few weeks ago to do the calculation that ADC did not do anything, that they lost, they didn't win any seat in the by-election, the person is also doing a disservice to himself, not even to ADC, to himself, because off-season election can never be compared to the general election. So I think that if the big weights that enter ADC, if they can harness their political interests, what I mean is if they can consider their interests and form a formidable front, I know that they will give APC a run for their money in 2027. And even those people within the presidency are aware that ADC is a force. But like politics in Nigeria, anything can happen. That's by next year, some of them, if they see that they will not get the ticket, might break out from ADC. But for now, I think that they stand a chance of putting up a fight. Thank you.
That's a very good one. Okay, you heard what Anayo has said.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so what would be your own take, considering the fact that we have 3 or 4 political heavyweights who are gunning for that ticket? What do you think that can result to if we have these diverse interests as to picking the tickets? Do you see them coming together for one person who eventually gets a ticket? Or the ship will wreck, as Ishaya would say?
Well, Anayo has given a very good illustration, and he has given a very good background of what is going to happen and what has been happening with ADC. Before, it was relatively unknown, but now with the heavyweights moving into the party, the gladiators are ready, and more people are still going to join, like he rightly mentioned about the senator from Zamfara State and his supporters. Many people are still going to flood into the arrangement. They are still going to congregate to put a very big fight. Mind you, when the egos are gathering like that, it shows that the carcass is available, and then it's not going to be a winner takes all. They are going to battle, and they are going to battle for it. It's like the gladiators, and only one person is going to have the ticket. So it means a lot of horse tradings, a lot of compromises, a lot of arrangement, agreements, disagreements is going to happen, and that's the beauty of the democracy.
Do you see that happen?
So it's a game of numbers.
Do you see that happen?
It's a game where you have to. Yes, it's going to happen, because the ticket is not going to just be easy for the taking. It's not just going to be easy. Politicking is going to happen, which is already happening, and everybody is selfish. Nobody is going to step down for anybody, and playing by the rules of democracy is a game of numbers, and whoever has the largest number is going to have the ticket. So how it's going to be, north or south, east or west, now only time will tell.
So when you say politics is a game of numbers, of course, which it is, that those who have the largest number will take. in these regards now, what constitutes the number? Who constitutes the number? Is it the political class themselves, or that has anything to do with Nigerians? Ishaya?
Okay, Alex, thank you. Politics is all about numbers. It's the first casualty in politics or in real politicking is morality. I've had people make the case that the presidency should be zoned. I mean, it ought to retain in the South. And that's a very lame argument. I don't think those who make that argument are really serious about making those sort of arguments. No such thing exists since 1999 that we started practicing this Fourth Republic democracy. In 1999, only the Southwest fielded candidates in that election. Olufalaye and Obasanjo, right? Then in 2003, Alex Ekweme contested against Obasanjo. Abubakar Rimi contested against Obasanjo. Barnabas Gimade contested against Obasanjo. These are individuals from three different political zones. Rimi from the northwest, Gimade from the north central, Ekweme from the southeast. They sought the ticket of the PDP from Obasanjo. Obasanjo finally prevailed, right? In 2007, in the AMPP, Rochas Okorocha contested against Buhari for the ticket of the AMPP. Buhari won. But in the main election, we had gladiators, including Orji Uzor Kalu, as one of the contestants. In fact, I forgot to add that in the 2003 election, Gani Fahimi contested under National Conscience Party. So where has this argument that there was a sort of gentleman arrangement that power should be moving from north-south? It is who wins that determines everything. No such arrangement ever exists, and nobody should be putting forward that argument. But in 2027, Obi has a cult following. There are, and his followers, some of them are very ultra extremist. They will tell you that it is Obi or nothing. Okay. In fact, as far as some of them are concerned,
when you describe them as ultra extremists, I would like you to break that down so we understand this very well. What do you mean? Extremism now is associated to very many negative things. So, in this sense, what exactly do you mean?
Yeah, it's still a bit negative, but in the sense of thinking in line with the thinking that only Obi can provide winning for the coalition. Any other candidate will not, and every other candidate should, as a matter of necessity, support Obi, and that if you fail to support Obi, then you are working for the opposition. That's ultra extremism. That's why I put it that way. It's okay. Negative.
Okay, but don't you think they have their reasons for saying so? Because when you look at all the heavyweights in the opposition, you look at Atiku Abubakar, you look at Amaechi, these are guys that have been in the government, and the questions that many of the obedience are asking is that when these guys were there, what did they do? What are they bringing to the table? So they feel that Obi probably presents a more hopeful candidate, as it were.
So we still have this secure mentality going into politics, and that is where we ran into serious problem with Buhari. We thought that Buhari was the savior. We didn't question Buhari. What were his plans in terms of building it, right?
People are asking Obi right now. People have been asking him, and Obi has been going around the country telling people about his plans for Nigeria. I mean, on many occasions, there has been any opportunity that Obi gets, he tries to tell Nigerians what.
Alex and obedience. You're obedient, Alex. So go ahead.
I've landed.
You froze the beat. So take the question again.
Okay, I said that. Don't you think that people that are saying it's either Obi or not, given some reasons as to why they think that it's either Obi or not? Because according to them, many of the other candidates have been in government, and they do not seem to present a new hope for a new Nigeria, as it were. So, don't you think that that reason is strong enough?
Okay.
What else do you think of that?
Yeah, let me just make it because I know that Anna is also itching to say one or two things here.
Okay.
Obi himself has been in government. Obi has been in government. Obi was governor of Anambra State between 2000 and was governor for 8 years. I think between 2005 or so, 2014, he was governor for 8 years, right? And Obi as governor, I met Obi for the first time in 2009 as a journalist at an event where I accompanied my boss. And for the first time, I listened to Obi and I was very captivated. I was very moved by some of the things he said. In fact, I recall when he was traveling to Kenya, I think to access a kind of grant from the UN department in charge of environment. And the Nigerian embassy had arranged vehicles to welcome him from the airport. And when they got to the airport, they found only Obi and a suitcase. And they were wondering, where are the other staffers? He said, how many people are required to sign this deal? It's only me. It's my signature that is required. So hearing that man say those words in 2009 made me fall in love with this kind of politics. I want somebody who is not wasteful with public funds, and that's what Obi represents. But Anambra was not a perfect place when Obi left office. In fact, 2011, I was in Anambra, and they physically stole me at the park, and my friend told me exactly what was going to happen to me. My late friend, Dr. said it's a wedding. He said, once you get to the park, because I was coming back home with his sister. So once you get to the park, they will be ransacking your pocket and they will be trying to take your bag from you. So put all your phones in your bag, your shuttle bag. And then two people will feign as if they were fighting each other because of me. And then they will turn the fight against me. Before you know it, your luggage will be missing. So he told me that, so be prepared. And when I got to the park, the exact thing he told me happened. I was so scared. When I got to Lagos, I said, man, I've been enjoying Lagos. It's a paradise in terms of safety. But of course, security is not something that happens within a short span of the administration of a governor. And meanwhile, the governor is just chief security on paper. So nobody can just come and say, oh, we can make things happen. And after all, that 2011 that I was talking about, Obi was already governor for about 5 years, right? Now, Obi also has record of human rights violations. SARS was notorious in Okuzu. In fact, I visited Okuzu in 2020, and I spoke to several families who had one of the people I spoke with told me that, look, you are lucky. If those SARS guys were still around, they would have arrested me, And they were very much active during the time of Obi. I wondered, was it that he didn't get... They were selling lands to go and bail out their loved ones. Between that period, that one CSP Nwafo, a very notorious guy, and he was the SARS commander between 2012 and 2014. Obi was governor. So much atrocities were done by the SARS. In fact, we did a report on that. So Anambra was not El Dorado when Obi was there. So what I want is a system that works. Let's have institutions. Promise me that you will not be the Minister of Petroleum when you become a president. Promise me that security votes will be channeled to security outfits, not for the governor to spend or the president to spend, and that you will do a legislation to criminalize some of these things. Okay, Promise me that the police will have oversight agencies that will. These are the basic things that I want to...
Okay, so Isha, hold it there. Hold it there. I would like Anayo to respond to you. Anayo.
Yeah.
Anayo, can you hear me?
I'm with you.
You heard Ishaya's
with
take. I would
you.
like you to respond to him.
Yes, what Ishaya is saying is on point. NGS will not come to rule Nigeria. All of them that are in the race, whether Amaechi, Atiku, P2, or even any other person that is going to join them, all of them in one time or the other since 1999 have been involved in government. There is no way when you do a critical analysis of their participation in government in the past, that you will not see one negative thing or the other. But I'm not trying to narrow down to B, because there are other people who are also qualified to lead the country. But if we are looking at ADC as a viable option, then it should be beyond Obi. Because this idea that Obi or not fly, the ADC should not be about Obi, Atiku, or Amaechi. So, but it should be about what they are bringing to the table and harmonizing their individual strengths to put a fight at ADC. I believe that if they can do that, bury their personal interests, which may be difficult, they will have a formidable force against the APC. I also believe, yes, actually, north-south rotational gentleman agreement that people are touting. I believe in that because there is no justification to it. It is not northwest and southwest. If we are saying is north-south, then it should go around the south, it should go around the north. So it should be about capacity, competence, and character to deliver on the mandates and attend to the issues that are bedeviling them. Thank you.
But I wanted you to respond to Ishaya's take on Obi, the experience he had when he visited the state. He said a few things that I think are very...
He's there in the state now. He has been in the state. He covered the 2014 election in Anambra. So Anayo, go ahead.
Okay. What I would say is that there is difference between somebody's personality and delivering on the job. I have said it before that Obi might not be the messiah we're looking for, because if you check the statistics when Obi was governor, you will see that there are a lot of issues that if are not interested in paying attention to. I also think that if Obi becomes the president, we will also have this issue of human rights abuse. It's very prevalent when Obi was an president. And if Obi becomes the president, there is no way such a thing will not happen. Because Obi has built a court follower like Buhari. So they will make sure that the exalted even above every other person in Nigeria, that he will be above mistake. That whatever he say or do, that his supporters will always tell you that's the best for the country. So as governor, there are so many variables that took place. Anambra State was there even when Obi was governor. Apart from his personality and ensuring he cuts cost of governance, which is, I'm sure, one of the things that give to him if he becomes the president, he will use the cost of governance.
Dayo, now I'd like you to comment about the possibility of the various candidates of ADC to really come together and work for one that eventually emerges as the flag bearer. Do you see that happening? what are the likelihood that such things can happen? If it doesn't, what what then happens to Nigeria? Because as it is now, it looks like it's only ADC against APC.
I see a very conglomerate that is happening, because the growth of that party is not organic. The growth has been organic while the party was on its own. While the party, changed name up to the point of coming fifth in a general election.
It had even come fourth before.
Fourth, right?
Yes, there was a time it came fourth. It's in 2023.
It is because of its proximity to APC.
So you can see
that people were voting.
So you can see. So you can say that again. The growth has been progressive. It has been progressive. It has been going. The party has really evolved in its own class. But with these people from different parties, or from APC, from PDP, now converging, the growth of that party is not as organic as the growth of a party that will wrestle power from a sitting president. So, if they are truly Democrats, the players, the actors in that party, if they are truly Democrats, they will be able to come out with a candidate who is going to fly the flag of the party in the general election. But like somebody said, I think it's Anna, your child, that said it, that are we sure that if Obi this time next year sees that the coast is not clear for him, are we sure he's not going to jump to another party?
Okay, the very fundamental question that you asked, if the ship will either wreck or hold, it depends on some variables here. One, the ADC, they have a viable candidate, Obi and Atiku. It is my position that any of these two can defeat Tinubu in a free and fair election. Why do I say so? Obi holds Southeast firmly, even though the total votes in that region is not so massive, but the percentage he's likely to win will be very significant. Obi is also holding South at least by about 55-60%. So that gives him two regions that solidly will file behind him. Then Obi can get sizable number in the North Central, especially in states like Nasarawa. He won Nasarawa in the last election. Like Plateau, Kogi, Benue.
And
so in the minimum.
And even the FCT.
And the FCT. So in the minimum, Obi may likely garner 50% there if he doesn't win it outrightly. So Obi is a good candidate. Right? That's in the context of a free and fair election. But I don't believe that the election will be free, neither will it be fair. So in an election that is rigged, Obi will not win. Because
despite
Obi
the coalition,
despite
the coalition.
Yes. To protect the vote is another thing. You need the people with the massive. You need the people, the candidates with the massive number. Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, you're making a very good point. You need a massive people, a massive following to be able to protect the votes. But the question I was going to ask you when you mentioned protecting the vote, I was going to ask you that protecting the vote, does it rely squarely on the presidential candidate? Shouldn't be that a duty for Nigerians if they so desire the change?
So this is how Nigeria works. The North will not feel invested in any of the candidates of Obi or Atiku, or Obi or
Amaechi,
or Tinubu, or Amaechi. They don't feel so any they wouldn't stake anything for any of these candidates, right? And so if they have a perception that their candidate has been cheated, anybody they vote for has been cheated, they wouldn't do much of protecting the vote. But if they have an interest in an election, they defend that vote. I give you an example of Kanu. You see what Kwankwaso and his supporters do during every election. They guard the votes, they protect the votes. The same thing happened in 2011 in Kaduna, where I went to observe the election. The PDP fielded Jonathan against Buhari. The Buhari supporters guarded the votes, protected the votes, and ensured that what they voted was what was announced, right? Now, Obi's supporters are not the kind of persons that will go all out to protect the votes, because it comes with a lot of risk. The risk of losing one's lives in the hands of security forces or thugs. So, educated people, literate people, and people who are cosmopolitan are not in that category of doing that kind of thing. But you see, in the north, you have a high number of out-of-school children that could become an army for any politician that wants to use them to protect their votes. So that is where I have said that in a free and fair election, Obi has everything it takes to beat Tinubu, right? But in a skewed election like we're going to have in 2027,
what makes you so sure we are going to have a skewed election?
Unless IReV becomes the major resource for election collation recognized by the law, not manual collation. Unless IReV plays that critical role, you have to depend on collation officers from the polling unit to the ward level, to the local government level, to the state level, and to the national. And every stage, you will require more than your agents. You get the point. You require more than your agent, because this thing is what somebody writes. It is at the discretion of somebody to impute your figures for you. So they can impute anything. You could get 1 million votes and they reduce it to 100,000.
In the case of manual,
but if you make transmission of election results straight away from the polling unit to IReV, and if the court will recognize that IReV is sufficient enough, so all of us can just go and learn how to use a spreadsheet, and within 1 hour, I can assure you that the results will be in. We would have known who has the numbers. But in a manually dependent election, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult.
Okay, so let's come back to our topic. Would the ship wreck or hold?
Will the ship wreck? I don't think so. I don't think so. Politics is moral instruction, and there is no morality in politics. It is what it is. It's a game. And like what Dio said before, it's a game of number. And don't mistake it. These guys have been in this system since 1999. Some of them, while some joined on the way. So they understood Nigerian politics. What Ishaya was analyzing is ideally what should happen. But if there is a buying of the stakeholders in the north to give the presidential ticket, there will be possibility of defending the votes for Obi in any way and by any form. So I think that Obi is a good candidate, But I would prefer a northerner to be the candidate of the ADC.
Why?
I don't have anybody in mind.
Why?
Don't misquote me.
Why?
Because Tinubu is a president. Tinubu is a politician. And as a politician, he understood the language of politicians. Money. That majority of the politicians, they have a price. As such, Tinubu has tried to have in the south, in the southwest, southeast, south, and that will count for him. Whether the masses will vote for him is a different thing. But the political stakeholders are, in one way or the other, subtly supporting him and paying for him. I think that if Obi is on the ticket and somebody has argued with me that if Obi is not the presidential candidate, it will be difficult to convince Obedient to do. I say no. All these things is boiled down to the way the position and their message before 2022. People are following Obi. But immediately you pull off from Labour, you discover that Obedient movement kick-started and the followership doubled and the campaign. So all these things is based on messaging. If Obi continue with the same messaging and the people are seeing that there is commitment from whoever that is the presidential candidate that they're running with Obi, it will be a good run for all of them. But I think that I would like to witness a north-south election in 2027.
You know, President Muhammadu Buhari did 8 years, isn't it? And so the argument that people are bringing that it should still be in the south is for equity, all right? So if you don't mind it going back to the north, it would mean that north would be take this thing now for the third time. And what happens next round?
Alex, let me come in. Let me come in.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
You see, this what you are saying now is what politicians are using to brainwash Nigerians who are not grounded in Nigerian politics. Obasanjo is from the south. He did 8 years.
Yes.
Yar'Adua came, did 2 years, and unfortunately he died. Then Jonathan took over from Yar'Adua, completed 2 years, and did another 4 years.
Yes.
So when you do Jonathan, sorry, let me finish. Let me land. When you do Jonathan 6 years with Obasanjo 8 years, it gives you 14 years. And Tinubu is completing 8 years, 4 years in 2027, i.e. giving you 18 years of Southern presidency since 1999. Nobody should give me that crap that it will be a marginalization of the South. The North has only done 10 years, 2 years of Yar'Adua and 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari. Nobody should give me that crap.
And why should it be Southwest?
Marginalization. Why should it be Southwest? And 10 years and 18 years, and then they are not the same. So there is no equity in trying to say you should come to the side. That is the political calculation of those who are supporting APC.
I agree with you. I agree with that.
I can hear you, Alex.
Yes, I agree with you.
Finally agreed.
I agree with that calculation, but that's one of the reasons why people are saying, okay, this time around it should be southeast. It's not only southwest or south and north that is in Nigeria. Yes, this is why we are saying, okay, maybe it should go to southeast.
2027, to me, from my own calculation, is the wrong time for a southeasterner to be president of Nigeria, to contest for president of Nigeria.
Why?
You see, you might not know because you are in Abuja, but southeast people who live, work, and reside in Lagos and do their business in Lagos, we are a danger species, because these people have moved from religious politics to ethnic politics. I work among them as a political reporter. I relate with them. I walk around them. I know the way the sentiments in the Southwest, Lagos, Southeastern, they have a lot of, some of them, they have their businesses here. So are endangered. I have said before, if I am close to Obi, or I have the ears of Obi, I will tell him to either take the vice presidential tickets of any party of ADC, or he should not run.
So for the ADC in the Southwest, I don't see any formidable strength, because like we all know, the current president is from the Southwest. And I think the biggest figure from the Southwest in ADC is Rauf Aregbesola, who was 8 years governor of Osun State, and he has been around since 1999. 8 years commissioner for works in Lagos State, 8 years governor in Osun State, 8 years minister with Muhammadu Buhari. So I don't see him as a threat from the Southwest to the current president, who was his boss and a benefactor. I have to add that, benefactor. Somebody who brought him into politics and who gave him the ladder to climb. And for him being the biggest from the West in that configuration, I don't see any chance for ADC in the Southwest. However, I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this show that the growth of ADC has not been organic.
Exactly. That's the question I wanted to throw back at you again.
Yes. The growth of ADC has not been organic. Any party that's going to win, that's going to beat an incumbent must have an organic growth.
Okay, so
remembering that this incumbent president, Bola Tinubu, he has been there even right from the military days. He has been there since the Nadeko days, and he prepared for about 10 years to get to win this seat. So I don't see any party that is just trying to come to the big stage now, just wrestling him easily. However, I'm not saying it is not possible. I mentioned earlier that it's a game of numbers. So if these elements in the ADC are going to be truly Democrat, as they have shown to be, or as they are telling us that they are, they should be able to do a free and fair primary, and the winner must be supported by every other person. So with that, we can see that they are mobilizing forces from within. But if somebody is seeing that his chances are not clear and decides to jump the party, to jump to another party, one leg of the chair is already off. So, but if they are going to be Democrats like they are supposed to be, they will be able to submit their sovereignty, their allegiance to the winner among them. So that's the only way they can have a chance. But as it is, everybody is selfish. Everybody wants to get there. Peter Obi was even saying that. I think Peter Obi's name, that name Peter Obi, has been the most frequent in this conversation. And I think that gives him a kind of leverage. I think he's coming with something. So if somebody like Peter Obi is seeing that his chances is not clear and he decides to jump, it's going to affect the party. He already even said that if they can just give him the chance so that he's going to do just one time, you will see how desperate he is. And from his antecedent, he won the governorship election of Anambra State under the on the platform of APGA, and getting there, he changed allegiance to PDP. Now he went to PDP. He became the running mate to Abubakar Atiku. He lost, and the last election we saw him picking the ticket of the Labour Party. I think he feels he has something to deliver, which I think he does, has something to deliver, and he wants that ticket by all means.
Okay.
But he has not been known as somebody who will groom his party from the grass to the top, the grassroots to the top. So coming back to the question now, from the Southwest, I don't see any strong opposition from the Southwest. So alliances are still going to be made. If the Obi faction is coming from the East, somebody is coming from the North, and if the two can galvanize their forces to support somebody from the Southwest, I think it can make sense. But as it is, everybody is running individual race.
Dayo, so that you can address one of the things that Anayo said, is that if he has the opportunity of advising Obi, or advise Obi, look, Obi, don't run. I don't be the presidential candidate. You can be a VP candidate. Learning from the experience of the Igbos in Southwest in 2023 election, where Oro was unleashed on election day, where people, town criers, were going from different communities, were announcing, if you know that you are going to not vote APC, please go back to Onisha, go back to this one. So that's what Anayo was referencing when you joined. So can you just react to that?
We have 10 minutes to go, so let's be rounding up. When he talked about organic growth, I wanted him to explain what he means by organic growth, because most of the parties, they have the same spirit. APC too came in that form. Until today, I think APC is still like that. So I'm not sure describing ADC as being inorganic is really true. ADC has been a grassroots political party, and it has been very resilient over the years. So I think they still have a chance if they field in the right candidates.
I would say that no political party is organic. Whether you have office in all the local governments, is because the party has had the opportunity of ruling the states. So it all boils down to personalities. If you do a census around you, you will discover that 90% of people around your neighborhood do not have membership of any political party. And on the election day, they will go and vote the candidate of their choice. So I do not understand that logic of organic growth and non-organic growth. Exactly. And as I said earlier, I want to see a South and North contest in 2027. Very much.
Okay, thank you. Ishaya.
Okay, I think APGA is the only organic party that has grown organically. And that's the only party that grew that much. Or any other party that plays at the national stage. It's a coalition of forces. You bring somebody there, and at the end of the day, you leverage on your strength. Even NNPP has been around before what's his name? Kwankwaso joined. Yeah, so it is the clout of Kwankwaso that has made the party very strong in the north. The moment Kwankwaso jumped ship, the supporters will jump ship. So in the final analysis, I want to see 2027 with the best that ADC can offer. Don't forget that the PDP is also there, but I don't think the PDP can make any headway. Yeah, Alex.
Okay, thank you so much, viewer, for being with us on this journey. This topic cannot be exhausted within 1 hour. So possibly another time again, we will still come here and continue the conversation from where we stopped today. This is Get Involved. Make sure you get involved in everything positive around you. Ishaya.
Get involved, guys. Get involved, and let's not take our involvement for granted.
Anayo.
Nigerians, let's get involved and reposition this country for the betterment of all. Get involved in your community and in your neighborhood.
Beautiful. We want to see a Nigeria that works for every Nigerian. Thank you for being part of us. Get involved. Bye-bye.